Occurred, the 4th of November 2013, 2 hours 30 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: New Albany, in USA. Shape: rectangle. Duration of it being with no of observers. Two huge white rectangular object hovering in the sky. My wife and I saw it as we were driving on I-64 heading to I-65. As we were driving by New Albany, we noticed a white rectangular object in the distance above the tree line. It went out of view as the nearer trees blocked the view. Once a clearing was available again, about a minute of driving later, the object was back in view for perhaps 20 seconds before the view became obstructed again. The view continued to be obstructed the rest of the way. We thought that the object was a banner. But to us it seemed that the size was too big, as this object appeared to be miles away, perhaps 5+ miles. We did not see a plane pulling it. It will be worthwhile to determine, as a banner was being puffed by a plane. I'm hoping this can be found quickly. This object only appeared to be two-dimensional. White in color and very symmetrical.
Occurred, the 22nd of June 2014, 22 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: New Albany, in USA. Shape: formation. Duration: 3 minutes. No of observers. Two characteristics: lights on object, 3 reddish lights hovering inside triangle formation. Split apart, 2 off to the east like lighting, 1 remained hovering over tree line northeast sky. 3 reddish color lights hovered in a side triangle formation. 2 eventually flew toward the east in a sideways manner, very fast, and the third one streaked downward and then hovered over a tree line, eventually lifted up and we thought possibly towards us, then slowly remained going upward and then away from us until out of sight. They did not get close enough for us to see any shape, other than 3 round lights, and they may have pulsed, very slightly. My first time ever witnessing anything like this. Objects may have been too far away to get picture with cell phone.
Occurred, the 4th of July 2014, 21 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: New Albany, in USA. Shape: circle. Duration: 10 minutes. No of observers. 4-7 orange round shaped glowing objects we witnessed at 9:40 p.m. New Albany, Indiana during the 4th of July firework. July 4th, 2014. My mother, sister, brother-in-law and myself witness 7 round orange shaped glowing objects trailing one another traveling though the night sky for our suburban neighborhood during the 4th of July fireworks around 9:40 p.m. We viewed them for about 10 minutes until they vanished from the night sky. We then witnessed one more at 10:03 p.m. traveling from the NW direction, same shape, same size.
Occurred, the 16th of October 2015, 19 hours 45 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: New Albany, in USA. Shape: cylinder. Duration: 4 minutes. No of observers. One west to east silent flying object which looked to be on fire suddenly stops to hover. At first, I thought it was a helicopter that was on fire. The object was moving west to east and moving pretty quick. I was walking my dog and just kept staring at it. All of a sudden the object just stopped and I was kind of shocked and just kept staring and went inside my house to get my son. When I came back out, the object was gone. Another strange thing is I heard no engines or noise. The object looked like it was on fire.
Occurred, the 8th of February 2022, 4 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location: New Albany, IN, USA. Location details: off of Powley Pike above the city of Louisville. Skyline shape: light. Duration: 2 hours. No of observers. 1 characteristics: aura or haze around object. Emitted beams. Bright light hovered above city for 2+ hours. Thought it may be a planet, but clouds moved behind it and it looked much closer. My partner leaves for work around 4 a.m. most mornings. I moved to the living room and noticed the light shining through our big window was much too bright to be the average plane in the SDF flight path. Having been here a year, I have seen many planes on the SDF flight path go into and out of the city. This didn't look quite like that. It had a large halo, almost like the ring that the moon gets on a misty night. The clouds were visible and moving behind the light. I checked my sky tracker to be sure it wasn't a planet. It was not a planet. I chalked it up to being a plane, but it sat still for way too long to make sense as a plane. I went back to sleep after taking a few photos and it continuing to not move in the sky, but was unable to figure out what it was. We are on the edge of a cliff overlooking the Louisville skyline and the highways. Without the leaves on the trees, our southbound view is pretty clear. Would be really interested to find out what would hover for that long and then be gone when I woke up again at 7 a.m.
Occurred, the 21st of August 1986, 10 hours 15 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Georgetown, IN, USA. Shape, other duration, 2 minutes. Know of observers, one strange object out of nowhere. This happened when I was 13. On Thursday night I would take the garbage out. Some nights I would just stand around afterwards for a few minutes and look at the stars. This night I was standing in my driveway when suddenly a craft appeared out of nowhere. It was no more than 125 feet from me. It hovered between 75 to 100 feet and lit up the ground beneath it very brightly. I was so scared I ran over to my neighbors and hid under a tree. The craft made a humming noise as it just hovered. I could feel this energy in the air from it. After about a minute or so the lights dimmed drastically and the craft slowly moved away. It flew directly over my house and I got a great look at it. It was round, with a concave bottom. There were several lights underneath. It was about 40 feet tall, with a line at the halfway point. The top back of the craft was flat, and had 3 small lights, red, blue, and green. It made barely any noise as it moved away. I saw no doors, windows, propulsion system, or obvious landing gear on the craft. I believe it was a medium shade of brown, but at night it was hard to tell. The craft moved in a southeast direction as it left.
Occurred, the 10th of September 2019, 20 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Georgetown, in, USA. Shape, sphere duration, know of observers. 3 witnesses were birdwatching through binoculars, observed a round, dark object that was stationary then went vertical. 3 witnesses were birdwatching and, through binoculars, happened to observe a round, dark object that was stationary in the evening sky. It remained at a lower altitude long enough for individual 1 to show individual 2 what he had seen. Individual 2 went to get individual 3 who had a telephoto camera. By the time individual 3 was able to get their camera, the object had ascended, directly upward, as observed by individual 1 who had continued to observe the object. At a very high altitude a gleam could be observed at the place the object had ascended to. It may have been a star or the object reflecting light from the setting sun. Unfortunately, due to the later altitude and the fact that individuals 1 and 2 did not have suitable cameras, no documentation took place.
Occurred, the 20th of December 2019, 22 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Georgetown, in, USA. Shape, disk duration, 2 minutes. Know of observers, 1 characteristics, lights on object, aura or haze around object. Less than a year ago I heard, felt, perceived, for lack of a better term, something outside my bedroom in Georgetown, Indiana. I looked outside to see 3 saucer, dinner plate, sized UFOs hovering about a foot off the deck. They were moving in a spinning motion it seemed, though they spun at a rate in which it's hard to say spinning with accuracy. The one in the middle was slightly larger and had a very soft glow, luminance, and the outside rim was flipping up and down intermittently. But there was no noticeable hinge or break in its solid form. My first thought was I wasn't seeing this, and I looked away. On second glance I looked away and rubbed my knuckles into my eyes to clear them. On third glance I thought if these are moving then they must be displacing air. There was a weird distortion around them similar to heat rising from a road. But this was night and I only noticed this distorted air around these 3 objects, the larger when peeking My thought was they would be moving with these objects moving above them, but they were absolutely still. I feel I must say that sometimes I am more brave than smart. If I believe people or animals to have been on the property I would investigate, sometimes running flat out to the potential threat to my home, family or pets. I had an unexplainable dread, A terror wash over me and I backed myself out of the room trembling. I was stuttering and stammering, unable to take my eyes from the bedroom door as I tried to speak when my fiancé took note of my behavior and asked what was wrong in a concerned tone. I had an image that kept playing over and over in my mind that also is inexplicable. That image was of a snow owl with spread wings flying towards me over a snow-covered area. I'm not scared of owls. Has anyone had a similar experience?